Hi, friend. I wanted to talk to you again today. I may not have a whole lot to say this morning. Please mind my appearance. I just woke up not too terribly long ago, maybe about an hour or something. But I've been thinking a lot lately about who I used to be and how I grew up and who I was being while I was growing up. And one of the things I really wish someone would have told me is that I don't have to be so lonely. Maybe it's a different world. We have the internet or something. Maybe you're not that lonely, but maybe you are. And I just want to tell you that we don't have to be lonely. There are a lot of people here. And if we put it in our heart to be very generous and very giving, and if we do everything that we can to be the most decent, loving people that we can, we would see that we're not that lonely. There's more here on this earth to do than you could possibly ever do. There's more people to meet than you could ever meet. There's more things to think about than you could ever think about. You could live 10,000 lifetimes and still not get everything done because reality is always changing. So every time you came back, there'd be new things to do. And then you'd have even more things to do, and then we only have this limited little amount of time, and it's always passing before us, always changing into something else. So every time you came back, you'd only get so much done, and then there'd be a ton more to do. But if you're lonely, I just want you to know that I think that you're special. And I know that the more we give, the more we have. Sometimes we're lonely, and I think this was my case too. I didn't know any better, and I'm not blaming myself or anyone else. But I think I was lonely because I only wanted to take. I wanted someone to give to me. Give to me. I want. And that kept me very lonely. But I've found that the more that I seek to give, the more that I seem to have, and the more other people really want to be around me and to spend time with me. One of the things that I really used to get lonely about, and one of the things that I want to talk to you about, is concerning relationships. I used to get very physically lonely and very emotionally lonely. I thought when I was a lot younger, in high school and middle school and things like that, I used to think that nobody would ever want me. I used to think that my little school in elementary school was the whole world. I used to think that my middle school was the whole world. I didn't consciously understand that that's the way that I felt, but I think that it really was. I used to think that my little high school was my whole world. Nobody ever told me or really explained to me that I would grow up and that I would spend some time with these people and some time with these people, and that over time I would become an adult. And then the avenues of reality would open and I could go spend time with whoever I wanted. And that's true even when we're younger. I don't think we give younger people enough credit and enough credence, because really we can spend time with whomever we'd like to, and we will, and we find ways. I really would have liked if someone would have told me to be careful. Be careful who you spend your time with, because you'll become like who you spend your time with, or you'll do things with the people that you spend your time with that will help you to become who you're becoming. I had some friends who were not always so nice, and we did some not so very nice things. And I really would have liked to have not done that. I really would have liked if I could have grown up in a culture where people were friendly and honest and not so judgmental. I think here in the United States especially, and again, not to criticize or make anyone uncomfortable, but I think we really have a tendency to be judgmental We really think that there's a certain way to do a thing. And if it's not that way, then everything else is wrong. I think our school system kind of teaches us that this is the way and the only way. I mean, you hear that in churches a lot anyway, but I'm going off on a lot of different tangents. My point is, it would have been really nice if someone would have told me specifically, Powder, you can be friends with whomever you want to be friends with. You don't ever have to take other people personally. And you can really, really choose to love people and to be curious, because curiosity is a most powerful thing. It's almost stronger than any other thing that we can feel or think or talk about. And if you just go out there and if you just ask people questions, and if you really want to know the answers, then you can learn all sorts of things that you could have never even thought possible. And you'll make all sorts of friends. And the more you talk to people, the more you find that they're a lot like you. They have the same worries and the same doubts, and they're all scared and lonely too. And they want a friend just as bad as you. And they need friends that aren't going to be mean and that aren't going to be judgmental and that aren't going to be lazy or go do things that aren't as productive for your own growth. I made that video yesterday about sharing, because it's very, very important that we share with one another, especially when we're younger, and especially as we continue to grow. Even later in life, it's not appropriate to believe that we've somehow reached this plateau of dynamic adulthood or maturation, because that's just not the way that reality works. You and I can have a very good relationship, and we can be together every day, or every day that we can be, excuse me, and we can grow, and we can find things that help us grow. And you and me, we can help each other, as well as all of the people around us, all of the human people and all of the non-human people, like the birds and the ants. We can help us all to learn and to grow and to be together in harmony. It is possible. And you don't have to be lonely. I love you. I love you very much. I wanted to sing a Mr. Rogers song. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside. And when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that I'll be back when the day is new, and I'll have more ideas for you. You'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. You know how to make every day special just by being you. I love you very much. We'll talk to you later.